is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
New at 11, a DCS caseworker is off the job and facing child neglect charges, accused of doing nothing while a child was seriously hurt.
Tonight, the Madison County prosecutor is demanding change to the way the Department of Child Services operates because he says DCS doesn't always put a child's safety first.
RTV6 reporter Cameron Riddle is working for you with a look at how the prosecutor wants this former caseworker and all of DCS to be held accountable.
The Madison County prosecutor is fed up with what he says is a systematic problem inside the Indiana Department of Child Services. Now he's taking rather rare action in his effort to do something about it.
Just don't know what it's going to take for the Division of Child Services to start protecting children in this community.
Madison County prosecutor Rodney Cummings has filed felony charges against Spencer Osborne, a 26-year-old DCS caseworker who Cummings says not only failed to do his job, but left a 4-year-old boy in a home where it was obvious he was being beaten.
Never took an interest to look at the child, had long sleeve shirts on all summer long, didn't look under the shirts, lethargic, sleeping in bed virtually every time the caseworker was there, never had a communication with the child.
The child's mother and the DCS worker are now both facing felony neglect charges after at least one incident left the child with internal bleeding on the brain. Cummings says the child had a history of being abused, and because he was a ward of the state, was being supervised by Osborne. Cummings says Osborne and DCS failed a child they were supposed to be protecting.
I don't want to say I'm using this case to try to send a message. I think maybe we're using this case to help others understand how at risk many young children are in this community and others, and the Division of Child Services is not protecting them. We need to change the law. Protect our children, please.
Tonight, Osborne is now facing 4 felony charges of neglect of a dependent, including 2 resulting in serious bodily injury. No one answered the door when we stopped by his Anderson home this evening. Prosecutor Cummings says he is now asking state lawmakers to change DCS's primary mission.
Their view is, and the law is, reunification of the family is the primary goal. And although that's a good goal most of the time, sometimes that means you're taking the children who are the victims and being put right back into the home with the people who are abusing them. It's nonsense. It's ridiculous. It defies logic and common sense. The law needs to be changed.
Working for you in Anderson, Cameron Riddle, RTV6.
The Indiana Department of Child Services released this statement to RTV6 about Osborne's arrest, saying, quote, "The Indiana Department of Child Services takes any allegation of misconduct against our employees very seriously, and the criminal case filed against our former employee is no exception. As providers of service to Hoosier families and children in crisis, we consider child safety our first priority, and we'll take whatever steps necessary to ensure our families' needs are being met," end quote. We have also asked the DCS about the prosecutor's call for changes to the department. We will let you know if they respond to these comments on air and at theindychannel.com.
Here at 4 minutes past 11, let's get your Storm Team 6 forecast. And if you stepped outside tonight, the temperatures dip. The question is, will they be coming up again before the weekend?
Yes, and we'll push 50 on a few occasions. Now, today's high 38. We're only 7 degrees cooler right now. The cloud cover around has kind of locked our temperature in place, not just in Indianapolis, but look at Lafayette, Muncie, Peru, temperatures down to the south from Terre Haute to Bloomington, Nashville, and Columbus, all at 32 degrees. A cool west wind makes it feel colder. There may be a break in the cloud cover as we go through the overnight, but I think those holes in the clouds will just fill right back in, and tomorrow will be a mostly cloudy day. 30 degrees, dry for your morning drive. By noon, we've jumped just 5 degrees. Wind will be out of the southwest at 10. There's your afternoon high temperature, just shy of 40. Still to come, we'll talk about when we'll find some sunshine in the forecast, how long our dry stretch of days will last, and when above average temperatures arrive.
A 4-hour standoff at a business complex on the northwest side is over. It ended after police shot the suspect. Police say the standoff started after a person went into a business near West 71st Street and Zionsville Road and tried to grab an employee. That employee got away. Police say the suspect stayed in the building and was shot after pointing a gun. They were awake and breathing on the way to the hospital, according to investigators.
New at 11, a terrifying scene at a nail salon in Noblesville. These are surveillance pictures of a robber pointing a gun at customers and employees at Exotic Nail Spa on Tegler Drive. Police want to know if you recognize this suspect. That robbery happened around 2:30 this afternoon. No one was hurt, fortunately. If you have information, call Crime Stoppers. That number is 317-262-TIPS.
Services will be held tomorrow for a doctor who was shot to death in a home near Brownsburg on the day before Thanksgiving. Police are still searching for Dr. Dean Marr's killer. Investigators released some new information today, saying there is one witness and likely more than one suspect. According to Marr's obituary, he was preparing Thanksgiving dinner when armed attackers broke into the home.
A homicide investigation is underway after Metro Police found a man dead and a car reported stolen. The question tonight is, are the two crimes connected? Officers found the victim on Southeastern Avenue near Emerson and Minnesota just after 9:45 this morning. Detectives say they believe this is an isolated incident. An autopsy is scheduled for tomorrow for an 8-month-old child who died in a house fire in Clinton County. That fire started just after 10 o'clock this morning at a home on West Jefferson Street in Frankfort. Investigators say a man and his 2 children were able to escape the burning home, but the baby boy, identified as Deacon James Hunter Mill, could not be saved. The fire department says Faith Family Church is helping the family with temporary housing. If you'd like to help, you can contact the church. We've got a number for you. It's 765-659-3011.
A treasurer with a parent-teacher organization in Owen County is accused of stealing from the group. Krista Bryant Dill faces felony theft and forgery charges. She served as the treasurer for the Spencer Elementary PTO. An outside audit found missing money and fraudulent charges. Dill's attorney tells RTV6 his client has pled not guilty, but that it's too early to discuss this case.
Meals served in Culver's and Fishers tonight will help the police department's K-9 program. The restaurant on Oleo Road will donate 50% of today's proceeds to Fishers Police. The owners decided to hold the fundraiser in honor of the department's K-9 that was killed in the line of duty last month. Harley was shot during a manhunt on November 13th.
Having dogs at home, they're a part of the family, and I know this Harley was a part of the police force family, and so just having that support from the community to it's no different than an officer in duty.
Culver's hope to raise a minimum of $5,000 today. Several other Fishers organizations have held similar fundraisers in recent weeks. Indiana State Police introduced a new K-9 today. Rex is with the Capital Division of the department. He joined ISP in May and went through 10 weeks of training to detect explosives. The department says since earning the necessary certification, Rex has responded to bomb threats, provided security sweeps for the state fair, and IU football and basketball games.
Tonight we know who will take over in a few months as Indiana's Speaker of the House. House Republicans chose Republican Representative Todd Houston of Fishers. He will replace current Speaker Brian Bosma when he retires next year. Houston will learn from Bosma, then officially take over as Speaker in March, just before the session ends.
I am truly pleased and confident for the future of our state by having Representative Houston put himself out to take this important role on.
And one of the things I truly respect and greatly admire about the Speaker is he's been fair and he's been consistent in how he's administered the House, and I hope I can do the same.
Houston was the only Republican to be nominated for the position. To be Speaker for the 2021 session, he will still have to win re-election in his district next year. Good news for people who drive in downtown Indianapolis. Illinois between McCarty and South Streets is now set to stay open through next Monday, December 9th. Citizens Energy tells RTV6 this date was chosen to keep traffic flowing around Lucas Oil Stadium for the Big Ten Football Championship over the weekend. Citizens will shut down Illinois for construction on the Dig Indy tunnel system. When the work starts, the street is set to be closed through July.
Well, today is Cyber Monday, which means lots of shipping boxes and packaging will be cluttering your home in a few days or weeks. weeks. Environmental advocates are encouraging you to take the extra step to go green with these materials. Recycling is not lumped together with trash services in Indianapolis, so that means residents have to pay extra or take recycling to a drop-off location. Allison Mitchell with the Indiana Recycling Coalition says it is worth that extra effort.
It's really worth it for people to set those things aside, break down those cardboard boxes, and put them in the recycling bin so that their value can be regenerated.
The Office of Sustainability is in discussions with the Indiana Recycling Coalition about possibly implementing universal curbside recycling after the current solid waste contract is up in 2024.
Less than a week after RTV6 told you about a group that's helping get feminine hygiene products to students, the community is stepping up to support this cause. Project Period distributes pads, tampons, wipes, and even carrying bags to schools and shelters across central Indiana. As women know, those products can be costly, and many schools struggle to keep up with demand when students find themselves in need. It's an issue that can be stressful, distracting, and even prevents girls from being in class. Since our story aired, Project Period organizers say they have received thousands of donations. To learn more about the group, go to the RTV6 app and click on this story. And if you need help shedding light on a grassroots organization, contact us at workingforyou@rtv6.com.
We need more doctors like me. We need more doctors that look like me.
Coming up, how a Midwest university is helping address a lack of representation among doctors.
And next, President Trump takes the world stage while back at home. The impeachment inquiry takes another step forward.
This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
As Democrats prepare for the next phase of impeachment hearings, President Trump is in London for the NATO meeting. ABC's Karen Travers explains what's on the agenda for the gathering of world leaders.
A jam-packed 48 hours in London for President Trump.
We're meeting with a lot of countries.
Highlights on his schedule include meetings with German Chancellor Angela Merkel and French President Emmanuel Macron, a lavish reception for all NATO leaders at Buckingham Palace, hosted by Queen Elizabeth. But President Trump signaling he'll still be paying attention to the impeachment proceedings back in Washington. Monday morning, he took issue with the House Judiciary Committee scheduling a hearing while he's overseas.
The do-nothing Democrats decided when I'm going to NATO, this was set up a year ago, that when I'm going to NATO, that was the exact time. This is one of the most important journeys that we make as president.
This gathering of NATO leaders was meant to be a celebration, an event to mark the 70th anniversary of the military alliance and showcase its strength. Like previous NATO gatherings, there is tension among leaders. But this time, it's not just President Trump disrupting the agenda. French President Macron sparked fierce backlash when he questioned the future of NATO, diagnosing it with what he declared to be its, quote, brain death. And Turkey has angered NATO leaders with its recent military operation in northern Syria. For 3 years, President Trump has pushed for NATO countries to step up their contributions to the alliance. He'll keep up that message here in London.
They're going to have to do a little more burden sharing.
Administration officials say this year President Trump will take credit for more NATO countries hitting their commitments on defense spending. Administration officials say on this issue, President Trump has been spectacularly successful. Karen Travers, ABC News, London.
It's the season of giving, but the holidays often mean fewer donations when it comes to blood. The Red Cross says there's an urgent need for donors of all blood types, especially type O. People who donate through December 18th will get a $5 Amazon gift card via email as a bonus. And for more information or to make an appointment, go to redcrossblood.org. Well, tomorrow is Giving Tuesday, a movement encouraging you to donate to charity ahead of the holidays.
Before you make a contribution, the Better Business Bureau has advice on how to give wisely. Watch out for name similarities to make sure your money is going to the right place. Organizations supporting the same causes often have similar names. Review any donation website carefully. A responsible charity will include its mission, programs, and goals, and concrete criteria that describes its achievements. And avoid making on-the-spot donations about unfamiliar organizations. Don't give in to pressure to make an immediate decision. And we hope you'll consider giving to the RTV6 Toy Drive. Our collection on Monument Circle is Thursday from 6 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. You can also drop off toys at several locations, including participating Applebee's and used stores. For a full list, go to theindychannel.com and click on the 6 Shines On Toy Drive link.
Thursday just happens to be the warmest day of the week.
Perfect.
Well, that worked out well.
Yeah.
And a little bit of sunshine, so we hope to see you down there. Will be 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., I believe.
Yeah,
Full
we'll
day.
be there.
Okay, we've just started December. I thought you might find this interesting. Here are the extremes for the month of December. Our coldest ever, 23 below, and the warmest temperature ever, 74 above. I can assure you the 7-day forecast fits in between those two numbers. As far as snowfall, as we move closer to winter, temperatures getting colder and our snow chances and averages going up. Nearly 7 inches is what we average during the month of December. January, you can see we peak at 8.6, and then we start to fall a little bit in February. Those are averages. Temperatures pretty much unchanged in the last few hours, hanging at 31. Much of I-70 corridor, 29 in Crawfordsville, 29 in Richmond. Temperatures will change maybe a degree or two between now and the morning hours, but with the clouds around, not much changes. Through the morning tomorrow, slow temperature rise. Mid-morning, 31 degrees. Afternoon temperatures again spend their day in the 30s. Wednesday warmer, Thursday warmest as far as the work week. Nice timing. Then we'll slide back down as we go into the weekend. 44 is your average high this time of year, if you've lost track of that. All of the gray is the familiar cloud cover in the morning. It's still with us through the afternoon. You see a sharp edge to this as we get late afternoon and early evening tomorrow. We begin to see the back edge of the cloud cover. That's what gives us hope for some sunshine on Wednesday. Temperatures tomorrow, midday 35, afternoon high temperature 39. A couple breaks in the cloud cover just before the sun will set. Other temperatures falling short of 44 from north to south. Warmest temperatures only in the low 40s. What changes Wednesday? Some sunshine comes our way. Definitely more windy. Wind gusts over 20 miles per hour once again out of the west. That will make it feel a little cooler, but at least we have some sunshine. 7:30 in the morning, clouds in the eastern third of the state. Sunshine more kind of dominant in the afternoon hours. Coolest northeast Indiana, warmest to the southwest as that wind starts to bring in the warmer temperatures at 43. We mentioned 6 shines on Toy Drive Thursday on Monument Circle. That comes with some sunshine, 40 degrees by noon, 46 the afternoon high with increasing clouds. As we go to the weekend, temperatures stay rather cool on Saturday. Temperatures as we go to Sunday at 48. As we warm back up, our rain chances increase a little bit again. That's Sunday and Monday at 48 degrees. Almost to 50 degrees. Not quite there.
So close.
Yeah. It's still pretty good, though. It's still nice.
It hasn't happened yet. You know, we'll change it tomorrow, maybe.
You never know.
All right, Dave.
Always keeping us on our toes, didn't he? Hey, a bit like old times right now. Butler's 7-0, and today ranked the top 25 for the first time in 2.5 years. The Dogs ranked 24th this week. Fresh off winning the Hall of Fame Classic, that's Sean McDermott, good to go with that ankle sprain. He'll play tomorrow night when they travel to Ole Miss. Good evening, Pacers. Road continues one of 3 5-game road trips this season, but hoping to build on a really good month of November. Pacers win 11-4. Only 2 teams fared better in that month. At the Grizz tonight, less than 10,000 at the game. It's a pretty quiet gym. A little bizarre. TJ Warren, to watch the behind-the-back drive up and in. He had 14. 7 guys in double figures tonight. Second quarter, part turnover, part assists. Domas Sabonis loses it right to Malcolm Brogdon. Brogdon, a team high 19. And then, Domas, tremendous throwdown. Pick and roll with TJ McConnell. Domas, another double-double, 18 and 14. He also had a season-high 8 assists. Pacers will win 117-104. Won 6 for the last 7. Nate, on the 31 assists this team had tonight.
I just like the fact that we're moving the ball, and we're sharing the ball, getting the ball to the open man. And, normally when you play that way, good things happen.
Yeah, they are at OKC on Wednesday. Colts, though, roughest Monday of the season. A lot to chew on after that letdown at Lucas Oil, including special teams. Frank Reich saying today it's a unit that has, quote, had its struggles this season. No choice, though, to continue to work for this team. Some 4 games left. Meanwhile, the hits just keep on coming today. Chester Rogers suffering a fractured left knee after he had his legs taken out from under him on this play yesterday. Done for the season. So another wide receiver out for the Colts. And follow along in the Colts playoff scenario, and it's not looking good. Not at all. On the outside looking in, a full game back at Pittsburgh, who the Colts, of course, lost to last month, so they lose that tiebreaker if there is one come the end of the season. 4 games remain. Colts are going to have to win out if they have any chance. And by the way, the countdown is on. 2 weeks from tonight, Monday Night Football, Colts at the Saints. You can see it live right here at RTV6.
Right here.
I just hope they're still playing for something by then. Need a win at Tampa this Sunday.
Need it.
Okay. Well, finding the right career path can be especially difficult for people with disabilities. How a Central Indiana program is changing that and how employers are benefiting.
Classes and get 40% off your second pair.
Tonight, Hiring Hoosier shines a light on the need for more diversity among doctors. A program at Cleveland State University is helping address a shortage of African-American doctors. Dr. Greg Hall is a co-director of the university's NeoMed Partnership for Urban Health. He blames the lack of representation on fewer opportunities and less funding for historically black colleges and universities.
Our criteria is one, to empower underrepresented minorities, first generation, people that are first generation college attenders. We actually give that added information, the added exposure and the added support so that they can go to medical school.
According to the National Academies of Sciences, Engineering, and Medicine, the number of black male medical students dropped 38% over the last 3 decades. Cleveland State's program has an 80% ultimate acceptance rate into medical school.
Hiring Hoosiers is also connecting people who face challenges in the job market to job opportunities. Finding a job is a major challenge for people with disabilities. RTV6's Meredith Berg finds out how a statewide organization is working to change that.
The good thing about hiring somebody with a disability, many of them, once they learn a skill set, they do it the same way every single time. They like the tedious task and they can do it quickly. They have that inner drive within themselves to do their job to the utmost professional ability that they can do it. So that is all a positive.
The Muncie-based program is housed within this Courtyard by Marriott Hotel, where students not only live, but learn and work a specific job in healthcare, food service, or hospitality.
There's places who do bits and pieces of what we do, but nobody who has brought it together the way that we have, which again is why we're seeing the success that we're seeing.
The Erskine Green Training Institute boasts more than 110 graduates and an employment rate of more than 80%.
The employers who have hired our graduates have been very, very pleased and really can't wait to hire our next set of graduates. It has been wonderful. Our biggest problem is we need to communicate that to all of the employers across the state of Indiana.
Employment statistics show that when an employer hires someone with a disability, turnover rate goes down, morale throughout the entire company goes up, and productivity increases as well.
That was Meredith Berg reporting. To learn more about the Training Institute and to find a full list of employers who have hired graduates of the program, go to hiringhoosiers.com. We will be right back.
Wow, I'm going to the Super Bowl.
Yes, she is. A Lawrence North High School teacher and coach will be in the stands for Super Bowl 54. Today, Colts wide receiver Dak Pascal helped students surprise strength and conditioning coach Carol Happ with a pair of tickets to the big game in February. The district says Carol has battled pancreatic cancer twice over the past 4 years. Despite those difficult times, she has always made it a priority to help students be their best. Carol's contributions to young athletes caught the attention of the NFL. The free tickets are part of a special giveaway program. Isn't that amazing?
That's awesome.
Cool. Very cool.
Now we just need to know what teams will be there.
That's playing out.
See.
Right, yeah.
Temperatures during the day tomorrow still struggle. Upper 30s. We'll make it into the 40s Wednesday. We'll celebrate 46 degrees on Thursday. As I mentioned, Sunday and Monday, temperatures in the upper 40s, so we have our chance, maybe at hitting 50 once again. Something to look forward to. Always staying positive.
I'm looking forward to it.
I'm ready for cold weather now. What do you mean 50?
Oh, it'll just step outside tonight.
What are you talking about? This is great. Don't complain. Good vibes only.
Good night, everybody. GMI comes your way at 4:30.